name is Mohammed, and today my colleagues and I are going to present one of the most magnificent facilities in the world, which is called the Sydney Opera House. From its shape, 2 out of 3 people can recognize that we are talking about Sydney from its shape. And today we're going to present 3 main points of view about the history and the features, and as well as the main uses of the Sydney Opera House. First of all, we're going to talk a little bit about the history with my colleague Shwen. So you can go now.
Okay, hi peers. Today I will talk about the Sydney Opera House history. The Sydney Opera House construction began in March 1959 and finished in 1973, opened on 20 October 1973. It was built in 3 stages. The Sydney Opera House, designed by Danish architect John Usen, and situated on Bendigo Point in Sydney Harbour, which close to Sydney Harbour Bridge. But why design this building? The answer is normal venue for such production of the Sydney Town Hall was not considered large enough. So by 1954, Eugene Gusums, the director of the New South Wales State Conservation of Music, succeeded in gaining full support for New South Wales State Premier named Joseph Cahill, who called for designs for a dedicated opera house, and then international design competitions was launched by Cahill on 13 September 1955. On 28 June 2007, the Sydney Opera House became a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and then identified the most 20th centuries, the distinctive buildings. So above all this is the Sydney Opera House history. So let's move on to the next part.
Okay. Thank you, Shwen, for the historical brief about the Sydney Opera House. Now we will go with some features about the Sydney Opera House. How many stages, and what is the materials that they used to build this Sydney Opera House. And please welcome my friend Erin.
I'd like to talk about the features of the Sydney Opera House. There are 4 features in this pie chart. The first feature is the building process. The Sydney Opera House built in the 3 stages. The first stage is to build the upper podiums, and then to build the outer shells. And the final stage is to design and construct the interiors. The Sydney Opera House over covers is 1.84 hectares. There also have 4 main halls inside. The concert hall and the drama theater is the most famous halls in this. And also have some good facility, such as the recording studios, cafe, restaurants, and the bar. And it also have some retail outlets, which is selling some souvenirs of Australia. Let's move on the next slides. These pictures clearly shows the 4 constructions of the Sydney Opera House. You can see in the middle the central halls with 2,679 seats. The drama theater is near the center hall with 444 seats. There are 2 special features of the architectures. This is the glass work and the shells. The visitors who visit the Sydney Opera House can see the whole harbour view from through this glass walls, and also the shells, the roof of the shells is made of the white ceramics as its surface. My part is finished. Let's move on to
Thank
next
you.
part.
So last but not least, our friend Shahan, she will give us a quick brief about why they did more than 1,000 shows per year. So what is the main uses of the Sydney Opera House? So.
Okay, thank you, Muhammad. Now I'd like to talk about the main uses of the Sydney Opera House. And today I will talk 3 uses of the Sydney Opera House. The first one is academic uses and then the tourism purpose. And then I will introduce the most important of the house, the uses of the house, as it is the busiest performing center in the world.
Really? I didn't know that.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was shocked.
Yeah. The architective structure of the house that is marked as the radical, yes, new approach to construction. That most of lecturer is used the construction of Sydney Opera House as their case study. And as we all know that the house is the famous sightseeing in Australia. And there are around 3 million visitors visit the house per year. And the Sydney Opera House is ranked as the first of 25th top rated Australia visitor attractions. And last but not the least, I will introduce the most important uses of the house. And now let we look at a line chart, please. And this line chart will illustrate the performances and attendance, the numbers of performances and attendees of the house during 2004 to 2013. And as we can see that overall, the numbers of the performances and attendees is increasing. And now we can look at the attendees. It stood at around 170,000 and the period between 2004 to 2005. And in the period of 2005 to 2007, it has soared. And after 2007, it have a small fluctuate. As we can see that overall the number is increasing, and generally speaking, it was 50% increasing during the period 2004 to 2013. And now we can look at the performances. As we can see that it is increasing until 2010. It has a slightly drop, but nevertheless, we can see that the number. We can give our overview of the number of their performances and attendees is increasing during the period 2004 to 2013. And that is my part. Thank you very much.
I would like to thank all my colleagues about the information that they gave. However, now we will give some quick facts or summary, as you can see, about the Sydney Opera House. John Newton, which he designed the Sydney Opera House. They declined the first 2 designs that he gave to the government, and they accepted the 3rd one. So the second fact is about the cost. The Sydney Opera House cost the Australian government more than $100 million Australian dollars, and they was thinking about $6 million initially. Third one is the house is open 363 days per year, so they just close 2 days a year, which is, I think, for a vacation. Yeah. The worker there, they are working 24/7 each day, so they are not studying like shifts all over the year. Paul Robinson, he was the first. He represented the first show in the Opera House. Last but not least, Queen Elizabeth II. She opened the house in 1973. And she visited the house 4 times in her life. Thank you for attendance. I hope this one is interesting subject for you, and we'll see you again.